Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other socials. Enjoy. As the day was ending, the dining room glowed with a warm amber light, making the space feel cozy. The twins, who looked very alike, filled the room with their sibling rivalry. Darian, wearing a worn-out hoodie and messy hair, sat across from Danielle, who was dressed neatly in soft colors. "Seasoning," Darian said roughly, without asking politely. Danielle, with perfectly painted nails, pushed the salt toward him, showing clear annoyance. "Politeness costs nothing, dear brother." Darian rolled his eyes, a move he often used in these moments. The tension grew as their father, Matt, carefully put down his utensils. "Both of you." "He started it. She's always—" "I said enough." Matt's voice cut through their protests. His gray business suit seemed to make him more imposing as he leaned forward. "I got a call from Principal Henderson today. Care to explain why my twins were rolling around in the hallway like children?" Darian's jaw clenched. "She threw my skateboard in the trash." "After you put gum in my purse!" Danielle's voice pitched higher, her auburn hair swaying as she turned to face her brother. "That was an accident." "Accident? You literally aimed and spit." "Both of you are grounded. 2 weeks. No electronics. No friends over." Matt pushed back from the table, his chair scraping against hardwood. "Maybe some time to think will help you remember your family." The kitchen door swung shut behind him, leaving the twins in tense silence. Their mother, Catherine, emerged from the pantry where she'd been reorganizing shelves. Her blue apron still bore flour stains from afternoon baking. "Your father's right, you know." She moved between them, gathering plates with practiced efficiency. "You two used to be so close." That was before Darian decided being a jerk was cool, Danielle muttered, picking at her pink nail polish. "Before Danielle became a stuck-up princess," Darian shot back. Catherine's sigh filled the space between accusation and hurt. "You're both missing so much by not understanding each other. One day you'll regret this distance. I'd have to actually care first." Darian pushed back from the table, his black jeans catching on the chair leg. "Where do you think you're going?" Catherine's tone held warning. "My room. I'm grounded, remember?" Footsteps thundered up the stairs. Danielle gathered her white leather purse, checking that no gum remained. "I have homework anyway." "Danielle, wait." Catherine caught her daughter's arm gently. "Try to understand. Your brother's going through—" "Mom, he's been going through something for 3 years. I'm tired of making excuses." She pulled free, her pink cardigan soft beneath her mother's fingers. "Maybe if he tried understanding me for once." The dining room emptied, leaving Catherine alone with dirty dishes and the weight of her children's animosity. Upstairs, 2 doors slammed almost simultaneously, the sound echoing through the house like thunder. In his room, Darian kicked off black sneakers and flopped onto unmade sheets. Posters of punk bands covered walls painted midnight blue years ago when the twins still helped each other decorate. His skateboard leaned against the desk, rescued from the trash but still bearing the indignity of cafeteria waste. "Stupid Danielle," he muttered to the ceiling, acting like she's so perfect. Through the wall, he heard her moving around, probably organizing something. She organized everything, her clothes by color, her books by height. It drove him crazy how everything in her life had to be just so, while his own existence felt like chaos held together by safety pins. He grabbed a pillow, pressing it over his face. "I wish she could spend just 1 day in my shoes. See how it feels when nothing makes sense." Next door, Danielle sat at her white vanity, carefully removing makeup with cotton pads. Her reflection stared back, auburn hair perfectly styled, green eyes that matched Darian's but somehow looked softer. She wore pink pajama shorts and a matching tank top, everything coordinated as always. Why can't he just try? She spoke to her reflection, setting down the makeup remover. Just once, make an effort to understand why things matter to me. Her room was everything Darian's wasn't. Organized, clean, decorated in shades of pink and cream, but tonight it felt like a prison, perfect and empty. She touched the photo tucked into her mirror's frame, the twins at 13, arms around each other, matching grins. Before high school, before everything changed, I wish he knew what it was like, she whispered, turning away from memories. To be me, to care about things and have him mock everything I love. Sleep came reluctantly to both rooms. Darian tossed and turned, his black t-shirt twisted around his torso. Danielle lay still, but her mind raced through the day's events. The fight, the punishment, the look in Darian's eyes when she'd thrown his skateboard away. Had she gone too far? Had he? Dreams crept in like fog, strange and vivid. Darian dreamed of mirrors that showed the wrong reflection, of clothes that didn't fit, of voices that sounded foreign. Danielle dreamed of weight lifting from shoulders, of freedom she couldn't name, of seeing the world through different eyes. The night stretched long and strange. The house settled around them, creaking in familiar patterns. Their parents' muffled television sounds drifted up through floorboards. Everything normal except the dreams that pulled the twins deeper into sleep's embrace. Morning arrived with smartphone alarms they couldn't use. Grounded meant no phones. Darian woke to sunlight stabbing through curtains he'd forgotten to close. His head felt wrong, heavy in places it shouldn't be. He sat up, running fingers through hair that felt too long, too soft. What the? The voice that emerged was high, melodic. Wrong. He scrambled from bed, bare feet hitting carpet. The room spun. Not his room. Pink walls, white furniture. He stumbled to the vanity mirror and froze. Danielle's face stared back, but the expression was all wrong. Eyes wide with shock, mouth hanging open without regard for appearance. Auburn hair fell in tangled waves around shoulders covered by a pink tank top he definitely hadn't worn to bed. No. The protest came in Danielle's voice, each word higher pitched than the last. He touched the reflection, smooth cheeks instead of stubble, glossed lips he'd never worn. His hands were smaller, nails painted pink. He looked down. Pink pajama shorts revealed legs he'd shaved, though he had no memory of doing so. Danielle! He burst from the room, forgetting about stealth. Down the hall, another door flew open. His own body emerged, but the stance was wrong, the movement too careful. His body wore boxers and nothing else, arms crossed over a chest that shouldn't need covering. Darian? His own voice sounded uncertain, scared. They stared at each other across the hallway. Darian in Danielle's body, Danielle in Darian's. The impossible made real in morning light. This isn't happening. Danielle's words came from Darian's mouth, deep and rough. You're in my body. Darian touched Danielle's face again. I'm in yours. Switch back, right now. How? I don't even know how this happened. Footsteps on stairs sent them scrambling. They dove into Danielle's room, shutting the door as their mother's voice drifted up. Kids, everything okay? I heard shouting. Fine, Mom, Darian called out in Danielle's voice, cringing at how natural it sounded. Just dropped something, Danielle added in Darian's deeper tone. Breakfast in 20 minutes. They waited until footsteps retreated. Danielle sank onto her bed. Strange to see his own body moving with such careful grace. Darian paced, pink pajamas swishing with each step. Okay, think. Danielle pressed palms against temples, a gesture that looked odd with Darian's larger hands. We wished for this, last night. You wished too? To understand, to have you understand. She looked up, Darian's green eyes meeting their match. The dreams. Did you dream about mirrors, wrong reflections? This is insane. Danielle stood, then immediately hunched forward. How do you walk around without a shirt? I feel so exposed. How do you walk in these? Darian gestured at the pajama shorts that barely covered thighs. Everything's so drafty. They stared at each other, processing. Same height still, that hadn't changed. But everything else had shifted, swapped, become foreign territory. We have to tell Mom and Dad. Danielle moved toward the door. Are you crazy? Darian blocked the path, strange to be looking at his own face in opposition. They'll think we've lost it. Or worse, they'll believe us and then what? Doctors? Tests? Being poked and prodded? Then what do you suggest? We fake it until we figure out how to switch back. Darian ran fingers through auburn hair, marveling at its softness. You be me, I'll be you. I can't be you. I don't know how to skateboard or be rude to everyone and I don't know how to be perfect Princess Danielle, but here we are. He gestured at the pink pajamas. Look, we're grounded anyway. 2 weeks of mostly staying home. We can figure this out. Danielle sat heavily on the bed again. This is insane. You said that already. Because it bears repeating. She looked down at Darian's body. Her body now. I need clothes. Right, clothes. Darian opened the closet and nearly gasped. Do you own anything that isn't pink or white? In the back, I have some cream and lavender. That's not better. He pulled out hangers, each outfit more feminine than the last. Skirts. All skirts and dresses. Bottom drawer has jeans. Danielle stood, apparently deciding coverage trumped argument. I need to get to your room. Get dressed. Wait. Darian turned, holding a white sundress with pink flowers. You can't just walk in there and throw on whatever. I have a reputation. Your reputation is being a slob. Exactly. Aim for that. He paused. And can you, practice walking? You're moving like you're wearing heels. I usually am wearing heels. She gestured at Darian's bare feet. Your center of gravity is completely different. They separated, each heading to dress in clothes that felt like costume. Darian stared at Danielle's wardrobe with mounting dread. Everything had ruffles or lace or flowers. He finally selected yet a pink t-shirt and white jeans, the most casual combination available. Getting dressed proved challenging. The bra was a puzzle of hooks and straps that seemed designed by someone who hated comfort. He managed after 3 attempts, though it still felt wrong. The jeans were tighter than anything he'd ever worn, hugging curves he wasn't used to having. He caught his reflection while pulling on the pink shirt. Danielle's body, but his uncertain movements. Auburn hair fell past shoulders. When had she grown it so long? He found a brush and attempted to tame it, succeeding only in making it bigger. Okay, you can do this. He spoke to the reflection, unnerved by Danielle's voice responding. Just be Danielle. How hard can it be? A knock interrupted his pep talk. Danielle, can I come in? Yes? He scrambled to sit at the vanity, grabbing a random bottle. Danielle entered? No, his body entered, worn by Danielle. She'd found black jeans and a gray t-shirt, both wrinkled. His hair stuck up at odd angles, probably because she'd tried to brush it. How do you see through all this? She pushed hair from her eyes, his eyes. It keeps falling forward. You get used to it? Darian realized he was holding the bottle upside down. How's the... Weird. Everything's weird. She shut the door, leaning against it. Your mom's going to expect us downstairs soon. Our mom. Right. Our... She pushed off the door, pacing in that same careful way. We need rules. Ground rules. Like what? Like you can't ruin my reputation. No eating like a barbarian. No forgetting to reapply lip gloss. No, lip gloss? Darian touched his lips. Danielle's lips. They did feel dry. Top drawer left side. The pink tube. She watched him search. Not that pink. The other pink. Just let me. She crossed the room, reaching past him. Their eyes met in the mirror, his face and hers, reversed and wrong. She found the correct tube, twisted it open. Pucker? What? Your lips. Like this. She demonstrated with his mouth, which looked ridiculous. Darian copied the expression, letting her apply the gloss. It felt sticky, tasted like artificial strawberries. There. Now you look more like me. She stepped back, critical. Your posture's wrong. My posture? You're slouching. I don't slouch. She straightened her spine. Shoulders back, chin up slightly. This feels ridiculous. Welcome to my world. She moved toward the door again. Your turn. What do I need to know? Don't overthink everything. I don't stand like I have a stick up my... Language. See? That. Don't do that. He stood, wobbling slightly in Danielle's body. And mess up my hair more. More? It already looks like I slept in a tornado. Perfect. Keep that energy. He paused at the door. Ready for breakfast? No? Me neither. They descended together, each step careful and calculated. The kitchen smelled of bacon and coffee. Catherine at the stove in her weekend clothes, jeans and an old college sweatshirt. Morning, kids. She didn't turn around. Hope you're hungry. Starving, Danielle said in Darian's voice, then caught Darian's warning look. Right. He never admitted to hunger. They sat at their usual spots, which felt surreal. Darian smoothed the pink shirt, aware of how differently fabric fell on this body. Danielle sprawled in his chair, trying for casual and achieving awkward. Catherine set plates in front of them. Eggs, bacon, toast. Normal breakfast made strange by circumstance. Sleep well? Their mother poured orange juice. Like a rock, Darian offered, pitching Danielle's voice lower than usual. Catherine paused, pitcher in hand. You feeling okay, sweetie? You sound hoarse. Just morning voice? She moved to Danielle next. And you? Still upset about yesterday? Danielle stabbed at eggs with Darian's usual aggression. Whatever. I see. Catherine returned to the stove. Well, since you're both grounded, I thought we could clean out the garage today. What? Both twins spoke in unison, then caught themselves. Problem? Their mother's tone suggested disagreement would be unwise. No, ma'am, Darian said, because Danielle would be polite. Nope, Danielle added, aiming for Darian's indifference. They ate in silence, broken only by forks against plates. Darian cut his food into small pieces. Danielle always did that. Danielle wolfed hers down, then caught herself and slowed. I'll grab more coffee. Catherine left them alone. Garage? Darian hissed. All day? Together? Danielle's voice, his voice, cracked. We'll figure it out. Stop cutting your food like that. I don't dissect my breakfast. You just inhaled yours. Because you eat like a starving animal. I have a fast metabolism, Catherine returned, eyeing them suspiciously. They resumed eating, each trying to inhabit the other's habits. After breakfast, they changed into work clothes. Darian found himself in pink sweatpants and a white t-shirt with a glittery heart. Danielle wore his ripped jeans and a band tee for a group she'd never heard of. The garage was a disaster of boxes, old furniture, and sports equipment gathering dust. Matt had already started pulling things into the driveway, dressed in khakis and a polo despite the manual labor. Good, you're here. He handed them boxes. Start with these. Sort into keep, donate, and trash. They worked in relative silence, the August heat making the garage stifling. Darian struggled with boxes that Danielle would have found heavy, but his current body certainly did. Danielle lifted things easily, but kept forgetting and asking for help out of habit. Since when do you need help with a box of Christmas decorations? Matt asked after the third request. I tweaked my shoulder? Danielle invented. When? Yesterday, during the incident. Matt's expression darkened. Right, the incident. He turned to Darian. Danielle, you're sweating. Take a break. Darian touched her forehead, damp with perspiration he hadn't noticed. I'm fine. You hate sweating. Yesterday you made us turn on the AC because you might glisten. Matt used air quotes. That was before. Before what? Before I realized exercise could be good? The statement came out as a question. Matt stared between them. Are you two feeling all right? You're acting strange, even for teenagers. We're fine, they chorused, then winced at the synchronization. Uh-huh. He didn't sound convinced, but returned to sorting. Hours passed in humid discomfort. Darian discovered Danielle's body overheated easily, but was more flexible when reaching high shelves. Danielle learned his body could lift heavy things, but sweated profusely with little provocation. Found your old skateboard, Catherine announced, pulling out a smaller board covered in stickers. Oh, Darian stared at it, remembering when he'd taught Danielle to ride, before she decided skating wasn't feminine enough. And look, she produced a pink helmet. Danielle's matching safety gear. Because heaven forbid I clash while falling, Danielle muttered in Darian's voice. Everyone turned to stare. What? She realized her mistake too late. Since when do you defend your sister? Matt demanded. I wasn't. I was being sarcastic. It sounded sincere. Well, it wasn't. She grabbed another box, hefting it with unnecessary force. And you. Catherine turned to Darian. Not going to mock the pink helmet? It's practical? Practical. You think a pink helmet is practical? Safety first? His voice climbed higher. Their parents exchanged looks. Some silent communication passed between them, years of marriage condensed into raised eyebrows and pursed lips. Inside, both of you. Matt's tone brooked no argument. They trudged behind their parents, sharing panicked glances. The living room felt like a courtroom as they sat on the couch. Darian remembered to cross his legs. Danielle remembered to sprawl. What's going on? Catherine stood before them, arms crossed. And don't say nothing. You've been acting strange all morning. We're just tired, Darian tried. From fighting, Danielle added. You're finishing each other's excuses now? Matt joined his wife. Yesterday you couldn't be in the same room without violence. We talked, Darian said quickly. Last night, after everything. Talked? Catherine's skepticism was palpable. About understanding each other better, Danielle supplied. Being less antagonistic. So you decided to what? Switch personalities? The twins froze. Did they know? How could they know? That's ridiculous, Darian laughed. Danielle's tinkling laugh that sounded forced. Is it? Matt studied them. Because Darian's sitting like he's at a tea party and Danielle looks like she's auditioning for a grunge band. We're trying to understand each other, Danielle insisted, like you always say we should. By imitating each other? By experiencing different perspectives? Their parents shared another look. Catherine sighed, the sound heavy with parental exhaustion. Fine. You want to walk in each other's shoes? Really understand? She pointed upstairs. Go full method. Darian, go put on something from Danielle's closet. Danielle, dress like Darian. Let's see this experiment through. What? Both twins gaped. You heard me. If you're going to do this thing, commit. Matt's smile held mischief. Unless this was just an act? No. Darian stood quickly. We'll show you. We're serious about understanding. So serious, Danielle echoed, rising with less grace. They climbed the stairs like prisoners to execution. In the hallway, they huddled. They want me to dress like you while I'm already in your body? Darian whispered. This is getting too complicated. We have to do it. They're already suspicious. They separated again. Darian returned to Danielle's room, staring at the closet with new dread. If he had to dress like Danielle while being Danielle, he selected a pink sundress with white daisies, white sandals with small heels, and a matching cardigan. Getting into the dress required contortions, the zipper in back taunting him. The sandals were torture devices disguised as footwear. He found Danielle's jewelry box, selecting small silver earrings and a delicate necklace. Each addition felt like another layer of performance, though the body wore them naturally. Hair was the biggest challenge. He found tutorials on Danielle's tablet, Dutch braids, French twists, styles that required more hands than humans possessed. He settled for pulling the auburn mass into a high ponytail, secured with a white scrunchie. Makeup weighted in organized rows, foundation, concealer, things with names he didn't understand. He remembered watching Danielle apply it countless times, the careful ritual of femininity. Start light, he recalled. Foundation first, but which shade? He dabbed various bottles on his wrist until one disappeared into the skin. The application felt like painting, covering imperfections that weren't his. Eye makeup proved impossible. Liner required steadiness he lacked. Mascara threatened to blind him. He settled for lip gloss, the strawberry one from earlier, and called it sufficient. A knock interrupted his preparation. You decent? Define decent, he called back. Danielle entered and stopped short. His body wore black skinny jeans, a purple band tee turned inside out, and combat boots that looked too big. A beanie covered his messy hair, wallet chain jangling with movement. You look... She trailed off. Like you trying to be me? He stood carefully in the sandals. You look like me at 13. Your style hasn't evolved much. She moved closer, examining his attempt at makeup. You missed spots. It's harder than it looks. Everything's harder than it looks. She grabbed a makeup wipe. Close your eyes. He obeyed, feeling gentle swipes across his face. What are you doing? Fixing this before Mom sees. She'll know something's wrong if you go down looking like that. The wipe was replaced by brushes, soft touches across cheekbones and eyelids. He kept his eyes closed, trusting her expertise. There, she stepped back. Now you look like me. He checked the mirror. The difference was subtle but significant. Features enhanced rather than masked. A natural glow that seemed effortless. How do you do this every day? Practice and suffering. She adjusted the beanie on his head. Ready? No, you? Absolutely not. They descended again, movements careful in their costume choices. Their parents waited in the living room, Catherine on the love seat, Matt standing by the window. Well, their mother took in the sight. You weren't kidding about commitment? Darian smoothed the sundress, hyper-aware of how it moved. We want to understand. I can see that. Matt's expression was unreadable. Danielle, that's an interesting interpretation of Darian's style. He doesn't have much style to interpret, she shot back, then caught herself. I mean, I don't have style. Right. Catherine stood, circling them like a predator. And the makeup, Danielle? You never wear that much. I wanted to look nice. For once. The words came out sharper than intended. For cleaning the garage? For myself? Their parents exchanged another look. The silent communication stretched longer this time, entire conversations and glances. Sit, Matt finally commanded. They perched on the couch, Darian remembering to smooth the dress beneath him, Danielle fighting the urge to cross her legs. Here's what's going to happen, Catherine began. Since you're so committed to understanding each other, you'll spend your grounding that way. Darian will dress and act like Danielle. Danielle will dress and act like Darian. For 2 weeks? Darian's voice climbed. Problem? Matt asked. I thought you wanted to understand. We do, Danielle insisted. It's just... challenging? Good. Understanding should be challenging. Catherine smiled. Think of it as extended method acting. But what about... No buts? You started this experiment, you'll see it through. Matt checked his phone. I need to run to the office. You two help your mother finish the garage. In character, he left them gaping. Catherine hummed, returning to the garage as if she hadn't just extended their sentence. In character? Darian whispered. For 2 weeks? While we're already switched? This is a nightmare. Your nightmare is wearing a sundress. Mine is figuring out how you walk without falling over. Danielle stood, combat boots clomping. Come on, before she gets suspicious. They spent the rest of the day sorting boxes in their reversed roles. Darian learned that sundresses and manual labor didn't mix, fabric catching on everything. Danielle discovered that wallet chains were designed to tangle in the most inconvenient moments. By dinner, exhaustion weighed heavy. They'd maintained character all day, Darian being helpful and polite, Danielle affecting boredom and mild rebellion. The performance layered over their body swap created a strange double consciousness. Shower before bed, Catherine instructed after they'd picked at reheated leftovers. Both of you smell like garage. They climbed stairs that felt like mountains. In the hallway, they paused. How do I... Danielle gestured vaguely at his body. Just be quick and don't look. Don't look? It's your... She groaned. This is impossible. Tell me about it. I have to figure out your hair routine. Top shelf, purple bottles, shampoo twice, condition once. Leave the conditioner in while you wash. She paused. And shave your legs. What? My legs. You have to shave them. Can't it wait? Do you want Mom to notice stubble tomorrow? She moved toward his room. Pink razor in the shower caddy. Go with the grain first, then against. Moisturize after. This is insane. Your refrain of the day. They separated for the night's most challenging performance yet: basic hygiene in unfamiliar bodies. Darian discovered that long hair was an entity unto itself, requiring products and patience he didn't possess. Shaving legs felt like navigating a minefield blindfolded. He emerged from the bathroom to find Danielle already in his room, wearing his old basketball shorts and a worn t-shirt. Her hair, his hair, stuck up in damp spikes. "Your shower takes forever," she complained. "Your hair takes forever." He adjusted the towel turban, copying what he'd seen in movies. "How'd it go?" "Weird, very weird." She wouldn't meet his eyes. "Your deodorant smells like a chemical factory." "Your everything smells like a flower shop exploded." They stood awkwardly, unsure of the next step. Sleep in their own beds? Their bodies' beds? "I should..." Darian gestured toward Danielle's room. "Right, yes." She moved aside. "Good night?" "Night." He padded to Danielle's room, feet sinking into plush carpet. The bed was softer than his, sheets higher thread count. Everything smelled like lavender and vanilla. He'd barely settled when the door cracked open. "Darian?" Danielle's whisper carried across darkness. "Yeah? What if we can't switch back?" The question hung between them, heavy with possibility. "We will," he said with confidence he didn't feel. "But what if we don't? What if I'm stuck as you forever? Then I guess you'll learn to appreciate good deodorant." A pillow flew through darkness, hitting him with surprising accuracy. "I'm serious." "So am I." He sat up, auburn hair falling loose from the towel. "Look, we wished for this. Maybe we just need to learn whatever we're supposed to learn." "Which is?" "I don't know, understanding, empathy, basic hygiene." "Your hygiene is not basic, it's prehistoric." Says the girl who needs 30 products just to wash her hair. "It's my hair now," she reminded him. "Your hair." The reality settled over them again. Tomorrow they'd wake up still switched, still playing roles within roles. "We'll figure it out," Darian said finally. "We have to." "Together?" The word felt strange after years of antagonism. But here, in darkness, with their lives literally exchanged, what choice did they have? "Together," he agreed. The door closed with a soft click. Darian lay back in sheets that smelled like flowers, wearing pajamas that felt like silk against skin that wasn't his. Somewhere through the wall, Danielle faced her own alien experience. 2 weeks, their parents had said. 2 weeks of double performance, of being each other while pretending to be each other. He touched the auburn hair spreading across pillows, still damp from products he didn't understand. Tomorrow would bring new challenges. Maintaining Danielle's appearance, her mannerisms, her life, all while trapped in her body. And she would face the same in reverse, navigating his world through his eyes. The moonlight through sheer curtains cast everything in silver. Darian had never noticed how Danielle's room caught the light, how peaceful it could be when not viewed as enemy territory. Maybe that was the first lesson, seeing beauty in spaces previously dismissed, or maybe exhaustion was making him philosophical. He pulled covers to his chin, silk pajamas sliding against sheets. Tomorrow they'd continue the charade, but tonight, in borrowed bodies and confused hearts, they'd taken the first step towards something. Understanding, perhaps? Or just survival. Either way, they'd face it together. Sleep came slowly, bringing dreams of mirrors that showed truth instead of reflection. In them, 2 twins stood side by side, no longer opposites, but complementary pieces of a whole. The morning would bring reality back in all its complicated glory. But for now, in darkness and possibility, anything seemed achievable. Even understanding a sibling you'd forgotten how to love. The next day dawned with birds chirping outside like nature's alarm clock. Darian woke gradually, silk pajamas twisted around a body that still felt foreign. He stretched, noting how differently muscles pulled, how hair tangled in impossible knots. "Breakfast in 10!" Catherine's voice carried upstairs. Panic set in. He had 10 minutes to look like Danielle on a Sunday morning. What did that even mean? He stumbled to the vanity, confronting bedhead that belonged in a horror movie. The brush battled through knots while he mentally cataloged requirements: clothes, makeup, attitude. The closet mocked him with options. Sunday meant church in their family, but what did Danielle wear? Dresses hung in pastel rainbow, each more elaborate than the last. A knock saved him from deciding. "You decent?" "Barely," he admitted. Danielle entered looking equally disheveled in his body. The basketball shorts hung low, t-shirt inside out. "Church clothes," she stated. "You need help." Desperately. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.